Hi, I can wait.
Sorry about that. How can I help you?
It's okay. I'm here for a couple reasons. First thing is, I sent you guys a certified letter that was delivered May 27th at 2:22, and I'm curious, is there any way that I can confirm that this was actually delivered?
Who did it go to?
Just TMJ4 tips.
TMJ4 News?
Yeah, this location, tips, certified letter. Not that long ago, May 27th at 2:22.
Okay. So how would we, hold on 1 second.
Like, I understand it is a little difficult to confirm that, but if there's any way that you could try.
Let's try it, yeah. Do you know what the letter is regarding? Hey, can you come over here for a second? Okay, thanks. Let my coworker come up with me for a moment.
Okay, no problem.
What was the letter regarding?
A potential story that you guys may be interested involving government corruption.
Okay, so it was a news tip.
Yes.
Okay. Let her come up for a second, and then we'll call the news desk and see. Three o'clock. What time was the letter?
2:22.
Question. Hi. You want to show it first?
I mailed a certified letter to you guys, and it was told that it was delivered here May 27th at 2:22, and I'm trying to confirm that it was actually delivered.
That someone signed for a letter.
It says it was delivered to an agent.
An agent.
Yes.
So he says it's a news tip, so we would have sent it to news.
Did you send the tip?
Yeah, I certified this letter, I prepared it, I mailed it out.
And you want to make sure that it was delivered here?
Yes, because of the contents of it,
Yep.
it involves government corruption.
Okay.
So was it sent? It was just sent to TMJ4 News. No one's
This
attention.
is the exact receipt and everything, so it was tmj4tips.co.
So Anna and I are up here, but I don't recall signing. And for a certified mail, someone would have had
Yes,
to sign.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to confirm or not. And I honestly,
You should have got that extra sheet of paper with the signature.
I have never received a extra piece of paper with a signature from any of the certified letters that I've sent out, and I've sent out a lot of them.
Yeah. Let's call news.
And I'm going to be honest, I would not be surprised if they were intercepted by the federal government, considering the sensitivity of the contents that I'm trying to bring attention to.
Let me call news.
Okay, can you tell her, does she know what's in there, so when she calls the desk, they can...
It would have been a vast government corruption, conspiracy, and cover-up against First Amendment rights involving Brookfield, military, FBI, and DAs and judges.
Okay. Let me start there. 1 second.
All of Waukesha County.
How big was this? 5 by 7?
And what time was it? 2:32?
2:22.
Tony's phone, I think.
2:20. It says an agent signed for it.
We have a
What
question.
does an
for you.
agent mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I've dealt with a lot of these federal people and everything, and I've reported their, these crimes and everything to them multiple times, and they're not doing anything about it.
And he has
And it's legitimate crimes, legitimate conspiracy, deprivation of rights.
on May 27th. On May 27th.
And I'm going to be honest, I would not be surprised if it was somehow intercepted by them in order to prevent exposure.
It's about like a conspiracy.
So that was like a month ago.
It was a couple weeks ago,
Did you get a
May
letter?
27th is a Tuesday.
2:22.
2/22,
It's
Yep.
a certified letter.
Thursday.
No.
I did the tracking number, and it said it was delivered to an agent. But I don't
Who's the
know.
carrier?
U.S. Postal Service. So somebody signed for it.
Yeah, it was almost 4 weeks ago.
Effort. Okay, tell Onita that exact same thing, okay? And, okay.
Hi, Everett.
Yep. No, it was delivered the 27th. I mailed it out the 22nd.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, so he said he did receive it. They looked into it, and there wasn't much they could do because they couldn't corroborate it.
What do you mean you couldn't corroborate it?
I'm just repeating what he said.
Like, investigative reporting is not very difficult to do, to pick up the phone and make some phone calls to some government officials.
They said they looked into it but nothing happened, so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm curious about, and, you know, it's, like, I don't understand why no one would want to report on such blatant government corruption and cover-up conducted by federal and state officials, to the point where the judiciary branch of government has been weaponized against me to strip me of my rights, freedoms, and liberties in order to cover it up. It's bad.
And you sent this to multiple news organizations?
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, none of them have reached out, and it's just very puzzling to me, because you guys report on very minor stories, you'll, you know, televise those, but when it comes to actual government corruption and trying to hold the government accountable through transparency through you guys, like, you would think that would be a big story.
Right.
And I'm just trying to figure out why no one even bothered to reach out to me for comment.
I'm just repeating what the newsroom said. We get a lot of tips.
I know, but you don't get stories like this. You don't.
I think if they thought it was a story like you think it is,
Oh, I know it
they
is.
would have contacted you.
I have all the evidence that you would need. I have FBI files, police files, legitimate court files that prove all my claims.
Well, maybe you want to check with one of the other stations then.
So in other words, you no interest in looking into it through me?
I'm telling you what the news desk said, that they received it, they looked into it.
Maybe I didn't provide the right paperwork. Because I have so much. I try to limit it so it wasn't so, like, overwhelming.
I get it.
But, you know, I got plenty, and to corroborate it, you don't need to when you have official government documents and paperwork that corroborates the story for itself. I mean, doesn't that make sense?
It does.
So in other words, you guys just have no interest in reporting on it. Well, not you personally, but the news desk,
We don't
the
make that
editor.
decision.
I know, it's your editor, right?
Say it again?
Your editor would be the one that would shut down stories, right?
Our news director.
Your news director?
Yeah, it'd be
Who is
the whole
that?
newsroom. It'd be the whole newsroom. They all meet together, they all just, talk about stories, and of course management gets the final say, but it would be the whole entire news department.
May I have the name of your news director?
Sure, Tim Vetcher.
Tim Vetcher. How do you spell that?
Sure, Tim, VETSCHER.
And he'll be the one at the top that has the final say and everything, right?
Yeah.
But the news people probably looked into it and it probably didn't get to him?
That I'm not sure of.
Is there any way I could just speak with one of them before I go?
You would have to call and make an appointment, but I can give you a card here.
I mean, I can just contact him over the phone, speak with him over the phone, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And get a comment that way?
It's like, why do you ask me?
Because it's just,
Oh, but you should.
it's very puzzling to me, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's so bad, and to be honest, no one's doing anything about it, so the police and everything, they keep repeatedly stripping me of my rights and punishing me for it through the weaponization of the government, through the judiciary. and no one seems to want to help me. I've been to the FBI field office 3 times. I just came from the district office. I've reported it to the DOJ in Washington. They never responded, and I've mailed many things out in the news. I've contacted my representatives, and like all 3 branches of government don't seem to want to touch it. And to be honest, it's so bad that it would not surprise me, because it's a PR nightmare for the government. And I would hate to find out that legitimate news organizations like yours that are meant to inform the public of what's going on in their community, deliberately not being interested in it in order to assist them in so many words.
That wouldn't happen.
I mean, you say that wouldn't happen, but there's no other logical explanation for not picking up the story.
Then why aren't all the other news, why isn't anyone picking up the story?
I don't know.
Okay, so,
But it's legitimate. I mean, I have legitimate paperwork and evidence. I've even filed a complaint against the police department, and they actually prosecuted me for filing a complaint.
Really sorry to hear that.
I spent 8 months in jail under felony stalking charges because I confronted them with their crimes against my rights.
yeah, I'm really sorry. So this is Tim's name. This is the number for the assignment desk, who usually gets all the tips first, and then it goes from there. So if you want to call the 5318,
Okay.
75318.
I appreciate this card and everything. I will follow up and everything. I really appreciate your guys' help, and
I'm sorry.
it's alright. It's just, I'm actually heading to another station to kind of ask them the same things. You guys just happen to be the first one, because I'm trying to just understand.
You gotta do your due diligence.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, I get it.
And your names are?
I'm Onita.
Onita? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You guys have a good day. My name is Drake.
Drake.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Yep.